Hello and welcome to this episode. In this episode, we'll see how to configure and set up the device node. Search KNX node by typing KNX here. Pick up the device node and drag it into the flow. Double-click on the node and the property window will appear. Pick up one of the connections we have already made in the other video, for example this one, and select a group address. In this case, having ATS file imported, I will see a list of devices. Just click a device. The data point will automatically set, as well as the name of the node. Now let's see how it works. Click Done, click Deploy, Confirm, and now we can simply add before a node. For example, if you use Boolean Logic Ultimate node, you can drag Boolean Logic node Ultimate here and connect the toggle with the input. Otherwise, you can also avoid using any node before. Double-click on the node and select Show Manual Command button in the editor to send a toggle boolean with start false. Done. Deploy again, and you will see that before the node we have now a button. I have a light below my face that will shine when I click this button. Let's see. On, off, on, and off. It works just fine. But let's dig into the options. As you can see, we have a group address field with a selectable list box. If you scroll this list box, you see few options. We can choose 3 levels, for example 1/1/0. We can choose to pick up the group address from a flow variable by setting the variable name, or from the global variable, or from environment variable. In addition to these options, we can also set the node as universal mode. With group address set in universal mode, we can listen to all group nodes at once. Now, I wish to show you 2 useful windows you can access anytime in your flow. The first is the Debug KNX window. From here, you can view the debug of your KNX gateway in real time. But the most useful window is this one, the KNX monitor. Select a gateway you've configured before, for example, in my case, one home server, and click Refresh. Here, you can see all your group address, the name of the group address, and the value. In this case, we have Boolean values. We can also turn on and turn off devices thanks to this toggle value, false and true. Other than that, you can filter for any group address. Let's proceed to dig into KNX Device node. Below the group address field, there is a data point field. Here, you can choose from a bunch of data points. You can also filter, for example, switch, and you are done. Let's now see how to pass a message to a KNX node to actuate a light on the bus. For simplicity, I will use the Boolean Logic Ultimate palette. Install it in the palette manager by searching Boolean Logic Ultimate. Click Install and you are done. Drag the KNXUltimate node into your flow and drop it. Link the fourth pin to the orange light node. Double-click on the KNXUltimate node. Scroll down and in the payload field, simply put true. Leave all others unchanged. Click Done and deploy. Now, click the button here and the light will switch on. Let's take a look at another simple way to control the node. Instead of use the KNX node with a payload and a topic, let's simply use an KNX node by itself. Drag an KNX node here and pick up the third pin. This is the toggle. Link it to the orange light and deploy. Now, by clicking this button, we will toggle the light. This is a very basic usage of KNX node device. Let's see how we can implement something useful. Let's delete the KNX node. Let's see how to build the input message for the node. Double-click on the orange node, then select the information icon. In this box, you see how to build the telegram for the node. Let's take a look at the other options. Scroll down the node until you see Advanced Options. Usually, leave this field blank, so the node will use the group address as a topic. In the input message pass-through, we have a bunch of options. The input message pass-through option is useful when you wish to pass the input message to the output message of the node. The options are no, not to forward the message, yes, and yes, but put the input message into the message point input message property of the output message. So you can choose whenever option fits your needs. The Show Manual Command button in Editor will show a button near the orange light. In case of a Boolean value, this button will toggle between true and false and will send a telegram to the KNX bus. These are the options you can choose from. Toggle Boolean, start with off, so the first click will be off, or the first click will be true. Or you can choose to send a read command or a write custom value. You can choose then the custom value to be sent to the bus. Down below, you can choose what type of telegram you wish to send to the bus. You can choose between write, response, read, or no option. This will only update the internal value of the node. Usually, we select write. Down below, we have the RBA filter. This filter allows you to send a KNX message to the bus only if the payload changes. The section below handles the telegrams coming from the bus to the node output pin into the flow. We have the option to read status on start. With this option, you can read a value at node-read start or at PC reboot, and you can choose a bunch of options. By default, every KNX node saves the value on the file, so you can choose whether to ask the value from the bus or read from the file. Here you have a bunch of options. Whenever you select any of the options, be sure to select also React to Response Telegram to be able to trap the response message coming from the bus. Down below, we have three options. The node can react to write telegrams coming from the bus, and it can react to the response telegrams, or it can react to read telegrams. In case of a reaction to read telegrams, you have the option to also send automatically the node values as a response to the bus. If we check that, we can define also the value to be sent whenever the current value is undefined, for example, 0 or false. This option is very useful because it allows you to create a master device that responds to read telegrams by sending a response message. For example, you can create a master device that responds and stores a value coming from an Shelly environmental sensor. Again, down below the options, we have a bunch of formatting settings. This allows you to format a numeric value coming from the KNX bus. You can multiply this number or divide. You can handle the decimal, or you can handle the negative value. The KNX function tab turns the KNX device into a teeny rule engine with two editors. The first editor is labeled from input to bus, executes every time the flow injects a message into the node before anything is written to the KNX bus, so it works in between. It's perfect for validating payloads, throttling write, composing multi-step actions, or deciding that nothing should be sent by returning undefined. The second editor, from bus to output, runs after telegrams arrives from the bus, but before the node forwards the message downstream to the flow. Use it to enrich message with extra data, fun events out to other group, or block updates if you don't want to propagate. Both editors expose the same helper commands, so you can script without leaving the node. To speed things up, each editors come with a snippet picker. Click in the field and start typing toggle or any other keyword, and the built-in templates, status comparison, delete, self-write, etc., multi-group address scene, lax aware motion, logic, etc. appear. After inserting a snippet, just replace the placeholder group address with your own selection from the helper list. The helper list will show in the search group address list. Just select your group address and click Insert. You are done. It's all for now. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and see you next time to the next episode of KNX Ultimate Device Node.
Max Supervile nel silenzio della rete nasce un'idea invisibile e concreta, codice luci in sintonia.